It's Fight Back Friday time! I hope you guys caught my memo earlier today. I had to warn you that this was, first of all, coming and I wasn't going to forget another week or get caught up in nonsense another week. It's been some crazy Fridays this summer, but also warn you that this topic today is going to be a little off the wall. But it's not that unusual, right? You all have probably heard, and if not, let this be the first time you're hearing it, about how garlic is good for you to be ingesting. So I'm going to stick to the notes and get this topic out to you in an easy, accessible way. If you're catching this replay on YouTube, make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell so you don't miss any notifications about my really odd video topics. But I promise you they will be useful and helpful and help you easily achieve your best healing journey. All right. So first of all, let me talk disclaimer really quickly because I'm going to talk about medical stuff and like health and healing. And I want you to know I am not here as a medical professional to cure, diagnose, or otherwise claim anything. You should always work with a provider, even if you're taking a supplement or adjusting your diet in a specific way and you're unsure about the safety of that, especially if you're on other medications or heavy duty supplements and stuff. Oh, excuse me. You definitely want to be working with a provider that is knowledgeable and collaborates with you on that so you can find out what is the best course of action for you and your body. Okay, so now that that has been said, garlic. It's been around forever. It's a great plant. It's yummy. I know not everyone loves it flavor-wise, but if you do love it, this is even better for you. This video is even better for you because you're going to get tons of ideas of how to use it. Hi, Allie. Good to see you on here. Hello, hello. So supposedly, I don't know if this can be verified as a fact, like by a fact checker, but supposedly Hippocrates, who is known as the father of Western medicine, basically, way back when in the ancient times, supposedly, he used garlic heavily for healing and treatment purposes. And it wouldn't surprise me. Like, I bet he did. Also, many ancient cultures used garlic a ton as a medicinal tool. That's like, I'm talking about like the Babylonians, the Egyptians, the ancient Greeks and Romans, even the Chinese. So all different cultures kind of around the world in ancient times were potentially using garlic. So why shouldn't we, right? It's been around for ages and it's continually proven itself over and over again, right? So here are some of the benefits. I'm going to stick to my notes, stay on track, okay? Here are some of the key benefits of garlic, right? So especially I'm talking raw garlic, and here's why. Garlic can be consumed, obviously cooked or raw, right? The raw form preserves the beneficial nutrients the best. Okay, so raw is preferable, although like I wouldn't stress, I would try to consume garlic like in any way possible personally because I love it. But let's talk specifically today about how to get raw garlic into your diet because raw garlic is the strongest, sometimes hardest to consume. When you're thinking about it, like, are you just going to like chew on some garlic? Like, you know, I mean, I might, but you might not like me if I did. Good thing we have the social media world to separate us after I do that, right? So listen, most of the benefits of raw garlic actually come from an enzyme, called allicin. It's spelled different than the name, but it is pronounced similar to the name allicin. It's allicin, and it's actually an anti-inflammatory constituent, antioxidant, antibacterial, anti-cancer properties within it. Okay, so it's a very powerful constituent of garlic. Of course, there's other stuff that garlic has in it, but that is a really key component of garlic. And scientists now know, and it has actually been studied a lot scientifically, that most of the health benefits are directly related to this allicin component, which is actually, it's a sulfur compound, if you're curious like I am about chemistry. And so that allicin component is kind of released, molecularly better released when garlic is consumed in a crushed or ground or chewed form. That's the same for a lot of different foods. When you actually start to break it down by chewing or crushing or grinding it or whatever, you start to release the nutrition from it. Okay. So, and then, better absorb it, better assimilate it into your body. So garlic is insanely nutritious, by the way. I took some notes on it. You can totally Google the nutrition of garlic, but I didn't know all this. Like, I just like to eat it personally. But calorie for calorie, garlic is actually very nutritious. 1 clove, which is usually about 3 grams of garlic, raw, contains 2% of your daily value of manganese, a little 2% of vitamin B6, 1% of vitamin C, selenium, a little bit of fiber. Most plants do contribute that, and a decent amount of actually trace minerals like calcium, copper, potassium, phosphorus, iron, B1, other Bs. There is a tiny bit of protein in there, a little bit of carb, not many calories at all. So it's not like a multivitamin, right? But it's got this allicin compound, plus it's got little bits of vitamins and minerals too. So, just adding a little bit of that into your diet over time can add up, right? And the trace mineral amounts, it's kind of cool to know about and to incorporate. So, basically, garlic contains a little bit of almost everything you need in it. It's really a cool food item. Not gonna lie. Okay, so evidence exists, though it may not be super strong evidence, but literal scientific studies have been done that garlic can actually help boost your immune system, which you might have heard of before. It's not like magical information here. This has kind of become common knowledge, and it can actually help to fight common bugs like flu, cold, those types of viral illnesses and stuff. More studies are needed, right? For all kinds of illnesses and all kinds of benefits of garlic, but higher doses of garlic, studies suggest that would look like maybe up to 4 cloves of it a day, can help lower high blood pressure risks as well, as also help lower LDL cholesterol and total cholesterol levels, specifically of all the possible cholesterols. Those 2 specifically were studied or noticed in studying the effects of garlic. So therefore, garlic is also touted as something that can help reduce your risk of heart disease, which is also really cool. Cardiovascular protectant, kind of a food item. Additionally, garlic is high in antioxidants. So that harkens back to its immune system and cardiovascular system support. But antioxidants in general are good for a ton of things, because what that does, antioxidant food or item will help to eliminate damaged or diseased or bad, like cells that have gone bad, out of the body. And they will remove cells that have become a victim of oxidative stress or oxidative damage, which is not a good thing. But when we come in contact with chemicals and toxins in our environment or in our bodies, they're absorbed into our bodies and they create cell damage. So that in turn can create illness, disease, increase your aging, like expedite aging of your cell, because your cells will age and die off faster. So you will reflect that. So therefore, antioxidants in food and other supplements and stuff are really key to fighting cell damage and aging. So because garlic is high in those properties, think about what that could mean in your body potentially. I'm not saying this is the same for everyone. This is like part of the disclaimer. I'm not making claims about garlic. I'm just saying this has been studied a little, and more research would be nice too. But one of the benefits of garlic as a high antioxidant food is that it might actually help reduce the risk of Alzheimer's and dementia, and boost your immune system further, and improve your cardiovascular health further, and fight against long-term illness type of things like cancers and other things that are a result of environmental stressors, genetic stressors, and damage to your cells. So very cool, right? A lot of reasons to keep consuming it. Studies show some evidence garlic may help detox heavy metals from your body, specifically lead, I was reading. Very cool, right? And garlic has shown up in some studies to help with estrogen deficiency. I did not know about this. I did not know garlic was so influential in hormones, but that can help balance your hormones to a degree, potentially for some people. It can help also promote better bone health when your estrogen is properly balanced, because if your estrogen is off balance, that can lead to osteoporosis or other bone weakening issues. So more studies are definitely needed on that front, but that is like something that is popping up in some recent research that is maybe promising, right? So again, always check with your doctor before consuming any supplements or making any major dietary changes, because if you have any known health conditions or are on any medications, you just want to make sure that there's not a potential interaction or contraindication for you, okay? Also, listen to your body. Now, we all know garlic burps, garlic breath, garlic sweat. It's all a thing. So here are some thoughts on how to consume raw garlic easily and potentially less offensively. Okay. Let's talk. Okay. You might try a variety of these things. You might find some work better for you than others. I will try to tell you my personal experience with some of these methods. At the end of the day, yes, garlic is pungent and strong, and sometimes it is what it is, right? But think of the health benefits, right? And I'll tell you my very favorite way to consume it at the end. So listen through to the end. I've got about 5 ways that I think of consuming garlic in a more potent fashion. I'll say it that way, because there maybe are thousands of ways you can consume garlic. So first of all, you can get garlic in capsule form or like garlic oil form. Usually the capsule form is like dried and ground. The oil form is obviously oil form. So I don't think those are bad ways to consume garlic. My Lyme provider actually had me on capsules of garlic until I showed her how much I ate normally, and she was like, you probably don't need to spend your money on those if you're eating that much garlic at home. Yeah. So I agree with that, actually. Like, you may not need to spend money on a garlic supplement when you can just consume it at home, and it's actually probably more cost effective and actually probably more health benefits to just consuming it raw, like in its raw form, instead of made up into a capsule. I'm not saying it's bad that way. I'm just saying that might not be the most desirable way to consume it unless it's all you can manage and you hate garlic and it's easier for you to just swallow a pill. Okay. No harm, no foul if that's where you're at. If you can stand to consume it like edibly, like eating it, let's talk next about that. Okay. And actually, I will also say garlic oils and garlic capsules for me actually were almost harder on my digestive system. I felt like I had more garlic burps and like just heartburn from it, like discomfort from it. Like it just wasn't, I didn't love that. So I feel like actually eating it for me is less uncomfortable. So that's just me. Goes back to listening to your body. Okay, so you can buy garlic. Obviously, you can buy it pre-minced or even just whole cloves already out of the skin. I discovered that over the last 2 years. I didn't even know that was a thing, which is really handy. So you're not having to peel your garlic all the time. Just save some time and energy. I don't love the flavor of pre-minced garlic as much, but hey, if that's your jam, cool, go to town. It makes it super easy to ingest it and throw it into recipes without having to do a lot of prep work or get your fingers all sticky and stinky. Both garlic is sticky and stinky. And garlic also even comes, I know Aldi has this where I'm at, in a paste form. You can buy a tube of smashed up pasty garlic, garlic paste, and just a little squirt in your recipes and boom, you're done. You got what you need, and it's raw. You have to keep it refrigerated. There's nothing else added to it. So those might be some options for pre-prepped garlic for you in a raw form. You can add them to any recipe where savory flavor would be appreciated. So easy things would be scrambled eggs or, other spreads or salad recipes like egg salad, chicken salad, tuna salad, those kinds of things. Soups and broths are great places to just put in extra garlic, even if the recipe doesn't call for it, what recipe wouldn't call for it, please? Standard soup base garlic. Pasta dishes often can easily have garlic added or extra garlic added. Vegetables like roasted veggies and stuff, granted there's some cooking there, but if you can steam your veggies and then just throw a little raw garlic in with it, it's usually not too bad. It kind of cuts the edge of the burny garlic to have more plain, blander veggies on the side, right, with it, mixed in with it. So those are just some ideas that you may already know of or have thought of, but just to remind you, it can be easy to just throw some raw garlic in those things. Try to minimize cooking your garlic to maximize the healthy benefits, right? as best you can. But again, any garlic can be helpful too. So don't let that stop you. Okay, here's another way I love to eat garlic personally, and our family consumes it probably almost entirely this way, except for the last way I'm going to mention. Garlic made into like sauces, dressings, or dips. Most notably pesto. Pesto is a hugely garlicky, like garlic is one of the main ingredients of pesto. And we love pesto, and there are different ways to make it. Like you can make it with all different kind of green things in there and all different kinds of nuts, and you don't have to use pine nuts and you don't have to use basil only, but that is the standard recipe. Plus it has the healthy fat of olive oil. I just think pesto is a great nutritious food item. And it is one of my favorite ways to consume garlic. You can add extra in and make it a little stronger than normal maybe, and just to get, again, to get that healthy boost of it. And you don't have to eat tons because it's so flavorful, and even a little bit of garlic, as we heard, goes a long way. 1 clove can be very effective daily, and 1 clove in pesto is not a ton. So it's probably easy to consume multiple cloves of garlic in pesto alone, at least for me. If you don't love pesto, fine. You could create dressings. I love putting raw minced garlic in salad dressing, homemade salad dressing with an oil and acid, usually vinegar or lemon juice, and fresh squeezed garlic and salt and pepper. Like, boom, best dressing ever. You don't even have to measure terribly, just like twice as much oil as vinegar or acid usually. And I usually put as much garlic in there as I can tolerate, because again, you're usually going to spread that out over a salad or something, or a marinade. And yeah, you're not going to literally be eating like 5 cloves all at once, right? Other sauces, raw things, toppings, hummus, things like that, dips, you can often create with added garlic or extra added garlic. Okay. So you can find what you like usually and tinker with it garlic wise. Additionally, I have done this in the past. You can swallow or eat garlic raw or whole. I was kind of joking in the beginning about chewing on a clove of garlic, but I also have done that. Usually I could only do about half a clove at a time. 1 clove is a lot and burny, and I have to use a chaser, but I don't hate it because I love the flavor. But the thing I do not love about that method, I will warn you, it has made me very nauseous to do that before. A whole clove or even a half clove of garlic down the hatch can lead to nausea for some people, at least. For me, especially, it maybe has even made me throw up in the past. I don't even remember. But like, I'm just saying, if that's like to you, like I'll just bite the bullet and swallow a clove of garlic, okay, but just watch. Also, we learned in our research about the benefits of garlic that it is better to chew, crush, or whatever your garlic, okay, to release the nutrition. So even if you can just take some slices of it and just quick chew and then swallow, like 1 or 2 chews and swallow, that's better than just swallowing a whole clove that's not at all broken down yet. Again, if you're going for good, better, best methods of consuming here. The final way that I'm going to suggest you consume garlic is the one I recommend the most. I feel like this is actually the easiest way, and I can't imagine someone couldn't do it. I think almost anyone could do this because it doesn't taste like traditional garlic in the sense that it's so strong and burny and pungent. This method does not give me any heartburn, garlic burps, like crazy smells, and it stays down great, no nausea, no nothing, and I can eat multiple cloves this way. Are you ready? Here's the secret factor. You may not know this exists, but there is a thing out there called pickled or fermented garlic. And it does not taste like pickles. It is not quite so tangy. It is just its own lovely jar of deliciousness. And there are different varieties and kinds you can get. I've actually found jars of pickled garlic at, big chain traditional grocery stores around me, but also at places like Marshall's, TJ Maxx, Ross, and Home Goods that have like food items there. I've found pickled garlic at those places before. So I would hunt it down if you have to, because it is not bad at all. My kids will eat it. It's mild, and literally we eat it from the jar. We like fork a couple cloves and we munch on them for a snack, or I put them on a little meat and cheese and veggie tray for my kids or whatever. It's like olives or pickles would be as a side dish and like an accompaniment to what you're eating. That's how I look at pickled garlic. It's really easy to consume it that way. You probably can easily make it yourself. I have not done that yet, but don't tempt me. I'm sure it's on the docket for me. Why not? It's so easy to pickle things. You also can, because it's in a brine, right? Like a pickled item would come. So when you are done eating the cloves, you could throw more cloves into that brine in that same jar and re-pickle your own garlic. They're also pretty cheap. I feel like it's a few bucks, probably around $4 a jar, which, considering I'm not consuming a whole jar in one sitting, I would probably eat like 3 to 4 cloves in a sitting, and they're packed in there usually. So I feel like it's a reasonable price for a snack item, and especially to get me to eat and consume garlic regularly and up my wellness game. I'm a fan. So my biggest tip is, if you're looking to consume more raw garlic, but you're not interested in chewing on a garlic clove or making your own pesto or whatever, or you're sick of just putting it in recipes and you want to go next level, find yourself some pickled or fermented, either way, garlic. Because all that, it's not been cooked, it's just been brined, basically, and made a little bit easier to ingest that way, apparently. So, hope you enjoyed that tip. And tell me in the comments, do you like garlic? And how do you like to consume it? And did any of these ideas spark some creativity in your mind? I can't wait to hear your garlic stories now. All right. Happy eating garlic. Enjoy. I'll talk to you next time.